So, you're probably wondering, what about the actual transitions? So right now, I'm going to be teaching you some basic transitions. I'm going to be teaching you zoom, slides, and rotates. There's a lot more effects and a lot more transitions you can do. There's stuff like split slides, there's skew shakes, there's like everything like that. When you get more advanced and more experienced, that's something to worry about. But as a beginner, I think what's most important is knowing how to do smooth basic transitions at first, and also knowing how to just put everything together. But yeah, and of course, if you feel like Sony Vegas might be limiting you, you can move to bigger programs like After Effects, like I did. So at the beginning, I said that the plugin Sapphire is very important, and once you've downloaded that and attached it to your Sony Vegas, you'll notice that when you go to Video FX, there's a lot of ones that start with S underscore. The only one you need to focus on for transitions right now is S-Blur Bone Curves, and you want to drag just the default preset. Now there's a lot to see right here. I'm gonna go through some of these things. So the very first thing you want to do is do wrap X and wrap Y. The reason why you want to change this to reflect. The reason why you want to do this is because when you zoom out, you get this reflected place. When you do something like a zoom out transition, you want this because it makes the clip look like it makes the two clips that are going together look more like smoother. Because if you do no reflect, it looks like a black void, and obviously that's not going to look very smooth. So I'm going to set this back. So you want to do that, and you want to type in like whatever you want to name it. So I'm going to name this mirrored preset, and you want to go over to save preset because it's going to get annoying to continuously put reflect on it. So you want to put save preset, so when you close out of this, and you have this mirrored preset you can drag in instead. So the first transition we're going to do for the intro clip is zoom out. It's going to zoom out and into this clip. So we're going to click on Z-Dist, and we're going to click on this clock, because this clock is basically, it's called animate, and you can start animating inside this little mini timeline. So how long a transition is really depends on how much keyframes, like how much amount of time you give it, of course. So if you want a very slow transition, then obviously you're going to give it a lot more keyframes, like a lot more time for it to run through. And if you give it a little bit, you're going to get a fast transition. So for this one, we kind of want something in the middle. So we're going to add a keyframe right here. This just means in this certain time on this frame that it's at the regular size of Z-Dist. Now, if we go down this way, I really suggest making transitions at least 15 to 5 frames long. And let's say we want to zoom out, so we're gonna go this way, and we're gonna make it 1.8 since that's a pretty good number. And you'll notice the blur going on. So if we up the blur, you get lots of blur, and if you down the blur, you're not gonna get any blur. So yeah, you'll figure out what looks best to you. So whenever you're doing a transition, you want to focus on how this line between the two keyframes kind of looks. It's because the value is going upwards, so you want it to go quickly upwards for a smoother transition. So this is where I kind of said that there's disadvantages to Sony Vegas as an editing program, because the phone app VideoStar and After Effects like allow you to make these very customizable graphs to your liking, but for Sony Vegas you don't really get that option. You actually just have to change the style of the keyframe and hope it looks good. So for when you're going outwards in a transition, you want to do slow fade for the first one. You want to right click and do slow fade, and then you want to right click and do fast fade. So as you can see, the line between them kind of change, where it's going slowly and then it's going quickly up. That's kind of how you want your transition to look. So let's go back and see how this looks. So if you notice that your preview looks very slow, like as you can see it just lagged there, it might be because either you're in best full view previewing and you don't want to preview on that because that tries to give you the best like top looking quality, and just for a preview you only want it to be like very like a lower quality, you know, to make it look better, to make it run better. And if you're noticing that it's still pretty like slow, you want to do Shift B on your keyboard, and that basically pre-renders it, like it goes through each frame to make it easier for you to run through. So as you can see, that transition was very slow, so I'm gonna make this a little faster, and let's see how it looks now. Maybe we can make it a little bit faster. That looks good. And into this clip, and we're gonna go animate Zetas right away because that's what the last clip ended off with. So we're gonna drag this all the way to the end. We're gonna drag this to the end, and for the beginning we're gonna go the opposite direction, so maybe around 300 to 500 is good. I'm gonna do 300, 0.3 I mean. And then you want to go here and do 0.9. The reason why you want to do this number is because you want your clip to continue moving, because a lot of editors, what they suggest to do is leave this very awkward space where the clip is completely still. That doesn't look good. That's not how you really like make a smoother looking like transition, I guess. And you just want to let it play through like that. So let's see how it looks all together. So you want to go back into this, and you want to animate your rotate now. You want to add a keyframe for 0 right here. Delete this one. You want to add a like when it's just regular, and then now you want to go to 90 because that completely turns the clip around. And of course when you're doing it outwards, you want to do slow and then fast. And we're going to make this a little bit faster. The in transition now, so we're going to animate, rotate, and we're going to add the 0 over here-ish. And then we're going to go to minus 90, negative 90. Because you want to start from the opposite direction your last one did. And we're gonna bring it to maybe negative 10, so it keeps kind of rotating until the very end. And of course fast to slow fade. Let's see how this looks all together. A slide. We're gonna do the horizontal slide first. So we're gonna go to Shift X, and you wanna just add a keyframe for 0 right here, and we're gonna go to the very end of the clip, and we're gonna do 500. That's the highest value. That brings it all the way to the half of the screen. So slow and fast, as you know when you're doing an outwards transition. Sorry. And I think for this one you can kind of do like negative 0.5 maybe, like negative 0.05 maybe, like when it goes through, yeah. And then do fast to slow, it out, fade out. So now pretty much the actual content of your edit is done now. Now you want to focus on polishing it off. So first let's talk about watermarking. If you're gonna post this on something you don't really want people to take credit for what's yours, you want to go to media generators. This is where you generate things like if you want just a blank color on the screen, like a rectangle or something, or if you just want like text, go to legacy text. I personally prefer that better. You want to add it on your clip. I don't usually add watermark onto the intro since it's not really needed. And and you want to drag this out all the way, add your fade in, and if you want, you can make it a little bit smoother, make it fade in the beginning as well. And you're gonna type in your ad. So you can do, I'm just gonna type in SparkerX, and maybe you can do SparkerX YouTube, I don't know, whatever you want, and choose whatever font you want. I personally really like Helvetica, so we're gonna do Helvetica, and then you want to size it down a little bit. You want to go to placement, and you want to drag this to the corner, wherever. Usually the corners are popular, the sides are popular, but never the middle, because that might actually take away from the effect of your edit. I'll drag in the corner. You can just drag the opacity down if you want. I like to make it look a little more fancy, so you can go to, you want to click on this, click on add, and then change the layer opacity, and that just makes it easier to see what's under this. I'm gonna drag this onto this layer. You can actually add video effects onto one layer, and it basically applies to every clip that's on that layer. So I'm gonna drag this onto layer, and what rsmb basically does is add blur. Like, the plugin is meant to detect when there's motion in a clip, so if there's something zooming by, it will add blur to it. Since for my After Effects edits, I usually make it around 80 to 90 because After Effects has very good motion blur, but for Sony Vegas and Video Star, where the blur kind of sucks, I usually put it around maybe 90 to 120. So for this edit, I'm gonna put it at maybe 100 or like 1. Let's talk coloring. Coloring is basically when you add like maybe it's like an overlay of like film damage, or you add like an overlay that makes the entire thing look more purpley if you have like a purpley theme going on, and it makes the different clips kind of go along together. Like, this clip is in different lighting and this clip is in different lighting as well, because that's how it was animated from the show. If you wanted to make it look more like it belongs all together, it just gives it this very polished look. My most recommended way is getting Magic Bullet Looks. It's a different plugin as well, and this is a lot better because it can detect movement as well, and it adjusts the coloring accordingly. So you want to drag this into your clip, and you want to do edit look. Now, you can use the basic presets they have. You can download people's like colorings, or you can make your own coloring. So I'm gonna just put this one on. Which one do I like? Which one am I feeling? I don't mind putting this on, so we're gonna put this one on, and you're just gonna press finished. Different ways you can add coloring. You can import a picture of like, maybe you added like a purple haze on this side and pink haze, and just turn it down. You can also use Sony Vegas, like Sapphire's many like video effects. So I'm going to turn both those off, and there's, as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of effects you can choose through. So some famous ones are like film damage. This is also used by After Effects users as well. We're going to drag film damage onto this clip, and as you can see, there's like a film damage going on. So I like this frame, for example. I really like this frame in this compilation. And I want to make it the thumbnail, so when people see this on social media, that's the first thing they're gonna see. Then you want to go press on this one frame ahead and quickly split it, and that just makes it right there. I'm gonna save this before I start rendering. I have like a file full of final edits I have, like because I have a folder that I save all the work in progress stuff I have, and then I have the final edit where I just have like my gallery of edits basically. And we're gonna go to this one, or main concept is pretty good. You're gonna go to, make sure this is off, this setting. We'll go to customize template. To be completely honest, I'm not too sure on different rendering type things, but I usually like to go video rendering quality best because I want the edit to be best of the best in quality. There's usually Sony Vegas will try doing good, but if you really want it to be sharp, then go for best. And we're gonna do, let's name this Kiba edit, and this is going to render now. Typically Sony Vegas takes a long time to render, especially when you add things like rsmb and magic bullet looks. It slows down a lot, so you might be sitting here for a while just watching your edit render. There's different things you can be doing. You can be prepping hashtags for your edit. You can be whatever, you can do whatever for your edit as you wait for it to render. But yeah, it's gonna be a little while, but at the end I'll show the end result, and at the beginning I probably will be showing the end result of this tutorial. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about Sony Vegas, or you guys have anything you're curious about with Sony Vegas, like different effects you want to see and other things, I'm probably going to be posting watch me edits. Like, it's similar to my speed paints except it's me editing, and yeah, you guys can also watch that as well. So yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more tutorials because I think I know about 4 editing programs now and apps. Happy editing! And if you guys really like this and you guys want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe, because those things keep me motivated, and I might drop another tutorial soon. So yeah.